All right, Commanders travel to Dallas. What used to be the greatest rivalry in sports is kind of taking a little bit of a step back, but I think it's going to gain momentum in future years and get back to that level it once was because of Jaden Daniels and the emergence of the Washington Commanders. And then once Dallas gets Dak back and CeeDee Lamb, they'll be competitive again with the new staff or old staff, whoever it is. Once they get their team back together in full strength, they will be a team to be reckoned with in the future as well. So this is going to be a great matchup. Maybe not Sunday, but moving forward, I think you're going to see a lot of big-time games. They're going to mean a lot in playoff implications and division champions moving forward. Does Jaden sit down and rest? I don't know. The way he plays with his reckless abandon and the ability to use his legs, maybe he plays a half, maybe he plays a quarter. I don't know. To me, it's up to Coach Quinn and up to, obviously, Jaden for that decision. Obviously, Dallas is without Dak, and Dallas is without CeeDee Lamb and some of their key players as well. But moving forward, I think this is a great opportunity for both teams to see some players at critical positions and backup roles that could eventually be starters. And you want to see how they compete and how they play in big games. These guys still want to win, no matter if it means anything for next week, the playoffs or whatever. Once you roll the ball out there and kick the ball off that tee, the competitive juices will be flowing, and both teams are going to compete and want to win that football game. So it's going to be important to the players on the field. May not be important in the standings of the playoff picture, but the players playing, it'll be important. So it'll be interesting. I think, Week 18 football is usually a playoff rival, and in this case it is against Dallas. I think Dallas's defense, coached by Mike Zimmer. Mike Zimmer is not gonna lay back. He's gonna come after Washington, whoever's playing quarterback, with his unique blitz packages, his fronts. Micah Parsons is still going to play and try to get some sacks against Jaden or whoever plays quarterback. So, yes, the physicality will be there. There's no question about it. Dallas is going to play a physical style of football offensively and defensively. They're going to try anyway, and so is Washington. So the most important thing for Washington moving forward is to come out of this game healthy with your key players. Your A players got to be healthy for the road playoff game next week. I can remember when I was in Cincinnati in 2013, we had to play the Baltimore Ravens, but we had to play San Diego Saturday after week 17 against Baltimore, who had to win to get in. And we won the game, but we got physically beat up, and it had an effect on us in the playoff game, and we lost to San Diego because of that, in my opinion. So it's very important for Washington to come out of this game healthy, mentally and physically, so they can go put their best foot forward against either Philadelphia or the Rams. I think the most important thing for Washington in this game is to try to get their run game back on track. That's going to be critical for them in the playoffs. They have to get their power running game between the tackles back going. They got to get their double teams back. They got to get their sync. Their feet got to be in sync. They got to be communicating. They got to go to the right people. And B-Rob's got to have some big hits in this game, or Rodriguez, whoever it might be. We got to show the world that we can still run the ball effectively, which will in turn open up the RPOs, the zone reads, and, of course, the play-action shots down the field to Terry McLaurin or OZ or Zach Ertz, whoever it might be on the second, third level. So let's get the running game established. Let's get the physicality frame of mind back into our players' minds, as this is how we play Washington Commander football. And then on the flip side, we got to stop Rico Dowdle and the Dallas Cowboy running game. Stopping the run and running the football this week is the most critical thing for Washington going into the playoffs. Win or loss may not, but may not be as important. But the physicality of the trenches, the offensive defensive line, to me is the most important. I don't know what's going to play out here. I think it's going to be a tight game, obviously. I think, like I said before, I think both teams are going to try to run the ball, keep the clock moving. Obviously, Washington especially wants to keep the clock moving and get this game over with as fast as we can so we can put all our thoughts towards the playoff game. But we're going to do everything we can to get our players in position to win the football game. Cliff Kingsbury's offensive plan will try to help this team win the football game. Obviously, defensively, they'll try to do a good thing. The most important thing, like I said, is to run the ball, stop the run, and then make sure you have a plan for Mike Zimmer's blitz package, because I don't want to see any three runners hitting the quarterback and possibly injuring either Jaden or our backup quarterback. So blitz plan, run the football, and I think whoever can run the football better will win this football game. I think the Commanders will do it because Dallas, obviously, this year has been a little bit soft against the run, so to speak.